Hello everyone, and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hi everyone.
We are back with part 15 of our Croc Let's Play.
That we are. So we tried with this level. First you have the analog turned on.
Yeah,
Second,
that helps.
yeah. Again, I got killed at the worst possible times. There's one part of the last episode where I was pretty good. But then
Yeah.
I got killed after losing all my crystals. Sonic rolls. No!
Yes.
Sonic rolls kind of apply with Croc. Oh, fart.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep. So we're still going along in this game.
I still haven't won.
Oh yeah. I know, I think it was best for us to take a break from Rayman.
Yeah. I feel bad that it's in Kobe. You're a crap. When you're not enjoying it as much,
Yeah.
it's not a pleasant experience.
Right. Yeah.
That is something that I've actually really appreciated. To be able to crash they're still able to give them very, very fun.
Yes.
And I love that.
And Rayman is fun, it's just the difficulty. The difficulty amped up in the area we're in. And yeah, we made it past Bandland finally, or at least certain parts of it.
Yeah.
But then it was like almost impossible where we were at. And obviously we plan to get back to it eventually because we bought the other Rayman games.
Yep.
And it would be kind of tacky to just skip the rest of one and then move on.
It's not very either.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of the trouble from
That's okay.
There we are. I was also trying to lose that crystal.
Yeah.
Dare I say it?
Crystal crazy. Yeah. So lately we just finished a shorter anime based off of the first game by the company that did Steins Gate.
Oh yeah.
This game is called Chaos Head, and the anime got really bad reviews.
Yeah.
But we enjoyed most of it. We just felt like it was bad pacing by the end.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of used to that stuff with anime that gets the curse of only having 13, or in this case 12 episodes.
Yeah, it's less than Popotan.
Yeah. Popotan, an attempt to make a not hentai story out of a hentai game.
Yes. Or tearjerky. Non-hentai story. Out of a hentai game.
Yeah. But yeah, Chaos Head is like a sci-fi. They call it a sci-fi adventure game. It's kind of... I I don't know. I initially wanted to call it a murder mystery, but it's not really.
Yeah, it's a shame because it would work as a murder mystery.
Yeah. And now we're going to watch the sequel, so to speak, of Chaos Head, Chaos Child, which is also based on a visual novel game by the people that made Steins Gate, because they made a sequel that takes place in the same universe, but 6 years later with a new cast. But we didn't realize they included episode 0, which is just basically a hurriedly and very brief put together recap of what happened in Chaos Head.
Yes.
But I did appreciate there were more details of the murders, because I feel like Chaos Head came out at a time when Japan was being really strict with censorship in terms of, like, to the point where even the Blu-ray release that is not supposed to be censored was censored. Like, they just literally, in order to not deal with being censored, they just made it to, you know, in a way that would appeal to the censorship sensibilities, like not showing gore, implying violence more than actually showing it, and just looking at Chaos Child, which comes out much later. At least on the Blu-ray release, they showed more details of the murders on the recap. So my hope is that maybe Chaos Child is going to be allowed to be a little more gory. Because I think I would be frustrated, and that might be another reason why people rated Chaos Head low.
Yeah,
And they were probably not going to say that on a public review, but
I want to see more gore. It's
yeah, I think they felt probably too bashful, but that's probably what they were thinking. They were probably like, hey, the actual game is creepier and gorier. Because when we watched the recap, because this is also a different company doing the Chaos Child anime. Yeah. Yeah, their summary was a little too brief. Yes, poor Fez, poor Cosby?
Yes.
I don't know her name. I think that's how you say it.
Yes.
Poor glasses girl whose name I don't remember. I'm sorry, it was hard, guys. It was hard to remember their names.
AKA, had a bad time too, because I remember them by their hair color and...
Yeah, and 3 of them have the same haircut.
Yes, the 3 blondes, sister glasses.
Yeah, little sister of main character. Girl who's traumatized, so can't talk, so just telepathically talks to everyone. And glasses girl who has dissociative identity disorder due to the trauma of losing her twin sister, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have blue-haired girl who didn't show up. We just had black-haired girl, and they didn't make her look as attractive.
That's police sad.
But yeah, anyway, I would be mad if I had played the game first, and the game is all creepy and violent, and maybe even a little more racy, because there was some suggestive stuff that they kept pretty clean. And then, watch the anime adaptation and it's censored. when I bothered to buy a Blu-ray, you know. And unfortunately, there was some anime like that. Like, even if you get the DVD version, well, if I assume that streaming has the DVD version or the Blu-ray version, where they would just, you know, almost have it in the animation anyway. Like I remember watching Tokyo Ghoul and being very frustrated that, because here's my thing, if you're gonna watch a series that has violence that occasionally goes into gore, which by the way guys, I can't handle live action gore, but I can handle it enough for the most part. There's maybe only one or two series where I can't. But to me, if you're going in knowing that you're watching something that could potentially be gory, it's really frustrating when you bothered to buy the home media release and it still has censored gore. Now, I'm hoping that that's not the case with Higurashi. It probably isn't. We watched fan subtitled of probably the broadcast version, so it was censored.
Right. But I had seen clips of the uncensored version.
Right, so I assume it can get a non-censored version.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Tokyo Ghoul, now I don't know, I think I watched it on Hulu, so for all I know, Hulu could be using the broadcast version. But anyway, when I watched it on Hulu, there was one part where I think the character got decapitated, and you just saw this big, like, black shadow. And like, they showed you maybe a little bit of the outline, so you could at least tell what was going on without seeing it. So we're like, oh, there is a head that came off of the body, but you can't really see it. That makes any sense. And I'm like, Tokyo Ghoul kind of needs to have the not censored gore because of its story.
Yes. They're also college-age, so...
Yeah.
It's not like they're gonna show, hi kindergarten class, I want you to watch Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah, it's not like they took the one major child character I can think of and decapitated her. Can I even say these words? I think it's okay. But anyway, yeah, so it doesn't make much sense to me. And yes, you're right, they are college age. Another thing I appreciate about Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah.
Now, I know it's not perfect. I know especially people don't like season 2 of the anime, which I have not seen yet, but I will. I also gotta get back to reading the manga, and I know he's done some controversial things, but I don't know what he did. I think one of them was doing a bad job at writing a potentially trans character, but here's the thing, I am so used to that at this point.
Yes.
That I don't get mad when a mangaka does it unless they're like super offensive about it. There are some that are just well-meaning and they just don't know how to do it, or they clearly didn't do their research. So, but I still will praise shows that I feel like get it right, or manga that gets it right.
And screens don't.
Shazam!
There you go.
Thanks, buddy.
Uh-huh. Kind of a dark area.
It is.
But at least they make it easy for you to see. Excuse me. So yeah, in my opinion, if you've spent money on the home media release, it should not have any censorship.
Agreed.
It's like, okay, I get it on the broadcast, especially if they have it at a time where kids could still be awake. And sometimes some shows have the bad luck in Japan of being pushed to really late at night and still facing censorship. And I'm like, so it's like, oh, you want to see the extreme violence? Guess you're gonna have to buy it and pray that they keep it, that it wasn't automatically censored by the animators. Yeah, so that's why I get really annoyed when people will go off on this. Oh, you can get away with so much more in Japan. It's like, no, it's more of a different things are acceptable than here, but it's not necessarily more things are acceptable.
Correct.
And also, I have to point out some cases also where we know better now, but at that time we didn't really understand. For example, what's the difference between an OVA and a TV series?
Yep.
So, you know, let's take the very first Tenchi Muyo that we were exposed to. So that Tenchi Muyo was an OVA, so it only got a home media release. It was never on TV. So therefore, certain themes were more acceptable because you had to buy this.
Not that we planned on television.
Yeah.
Amazingly, in America, it was played on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, and then later we got the TV series, which did show up on television. And while they still had some characters not in their clothes in some scenes, it was more, I noticed it was more brief and more like specifically focused on keeping it culturally relevant.
Yeah.
Like, from what I can recall, for the most part, in the Tenchi TV series, any form of not wearing clothes was usually in a bathing suit.
Right. Because the episode of Summer Rocket is really
Yes, because over here in a show for kids, nudity is always a big no.
Yeah.
No, and I'm going off of a guess here that it's because it's cultural and it's, a little bit of fan service, but I don't really know because I've never seen the broadcast version of the. For all I know, the broadcast version could cut it out.
I'm a complete at this level.
Yeah. And I think whoever's in charge changes, and that changes what gets censored and what doesn't. Like, we have the really bizarre case in Code Geass where you can actually see more clearly, see the characters more clearly in the broadcast version, because guess what? Censorship laws decided that steam was a problem. So, in the bath scenes on the DVD, they're taking baths and it's steamy. So you see steam, so it's not 100% clear picture. And they had to get rid of the steam for the broadcast version, so you can actually see more clearly in the broadcast version.
That's amusing.
Yeah, so we have some weird cases like that where it seems kind of arbitrary. Like, wouldn't you want the steam because it would make things a little less clear? Oops, sorry. But I guess the steam was considered a little too sexy. I don't know. So it's funny, you know, that was censored further when we brought it here, but actually that in itself was censorship in the original version. Even though, you know, to us it was very revealing. And I realize that because I remind myself this is Toei, and I know in Dragon Ball Z, all of a sudden, you know, with Bulma, we had a bunch of bubbles when she was taking the bath, and when she stood up, she still had a bunch of bubbles. And this is in the Japanese version, the original version, on the DVD. So, yeah. But the thing that bothers me with that is that she was not treated that way in Dragon Ball. And that tends to make those of us who have, I guess, the Western sensibilities, you know, we were raised here in a Western country, we're like, hold on, why are you being more explicit with a minor? Because she was only a teenager when, you know, they basically had full nudity pretty much with her. And very raunchy sexual jokes. But then when we got to DBZ, that was all gone.
Yes.
We had to cover up with bubbles when she's an adult.
Let alone exception. They were all shifting in space. But even there it was relatively
Right. Well, I was talking about nudity. She's not naked.
But you're right.
She's just in
with
her underwear.
Nudity, that's completely not around.
And literally the only reason she's in the gray underwear is because it's a reference to Alien. And when I read that, I'm like, oh. I'm like, I knew that didn't seem like the kind of bra she'd wear. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound whatever, but I just didn't think she would wear that type of bra.
Understandable. Considering she was wearing more... Is it fair to say stuff that you would be surprised you would let your 12-year-old wear for 200, Alex? Well, right.
She was 16, yeah. She was... I think she was 16 in the very beginning of Dragon Ball. Yeah.
So 16 to 20-something-year-old woman.
Yeah, and by this point she was... yeah, by that, the Namek Saga, I think she was 30. Or near 30. Yeah. So... So yeah, that's basically my point, that with Toei it makes no sense, but
right.
I think all I could think is maybe it's considered more playful when they're younger, and as adults it's just there's not much room for playfulness to them. Yeah.
It is implied sexual
when it's adults. Yeah. I'm wondering if that's the approach. I wouldn't know for sure.
Yeah, so that's probably it. Was what we would consider inappropriate and we should know whether that's considered, oh, that's playful childhood, or it's fun. Now it's pornographic.
Right. I mean, I'm wondering if that's how they're approaching it. Whereas over here, we relate it too much to real life laws.
Right, everything's sexual.
Right. Well, I think it's because of the fear that if it's portrayed in media, that it'll encourage these issues in real life. And I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but we might actually legitimately have laws where you can't portray that in cartoons at all. But I'd have to research that. I don't really know for sure. But that's something I have to research. Because it's not really something I'm eagerly looking up. It's kind of awkward. But it's probably good to know. It's probably one of those. For cultural reasons, probably a necessary evil to look up. And it's good for me to know anyway. I feel like while, at least right now, while I am in a profession where I'm dealing with kids, I should probably know more about laws that affect them.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good to know properly and avoid any inappropriate.
Yeah, well, not just for that, but just to know in general, like, if I hear something that's going on, I would be able to know. Right. Or because, or if I hear something inappropriate is going on, because, I don't know, it's a sensitive thing, but as a tutor, I am obligated to report it if I'm hearing instances of abuse or neglect.
Yes.
So, being aware of the laws is good.
Our deputization is the best social safety around to ensure safety.
Yes. And, volunteering with Trevor too, they deal with a lot of youth, so
yes,
that's another reason to be updated on the laws, because it especially gets complicated because different states have different laws.
That's right.
And this is an instance, with this kind of thing, this is an instance where I always question, is it good for each state to have their own laws with something as serious as crimes against children? I'm like, maybe this is something that they should go, these things are illegal in all states, to protect the kids. And I won't say specifically the one thing that I found out that I was like, about. It's kind of sensitive, but
right, we can do that.
Yeah, it'll be off. But anyway, you guys get what I'm talking about, basically. We're all about keeping everybody safe and happy.
Right. And for any child watching this, really,
I know this is a cute game, so that's why you're probably here if you're here. But...
yes, your mother and father need to do stronger efforts to police what you're watching.
I mean, this is probably better than some of the other stuff that YouTube shells out to you guys. But...
like, whatever happened to him? He disappeared off the face of the earth.
Oh, he went to Japan.
Oh, he ran away to Japan. Okay.
He probably is going to fast track his way to citizenship because he's rich, and rich people get privileges.
Who, I sarcastically say, wonderful.
Yeah. Well, as long as he behaves more than some of the other fellow viral YouTubers who went over there.
Right, the guy who suddenly decided he wanted to be called pro wrestler.
Yeah, I forgot if it was that guy or his brother. Honestly, I'm so sorry. I confused those two.
They're pretty much one of the same person.
So I would probably accidentally accuse both of them for misbehaving in Japan, while I know the one brother wasn't even in Japan.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Okay, well I think yeah. So once we finish this level, we'll end here. Right, or if we die. The game over. The depressing to watch game over. Because we have a soft spot for cute.
We do have a soft spot for cute.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna have to try to make an effort to keep my faith in humanity at this volunteer place because... Yeah, because we're going to be dealing with people in crisis, so we're going to hear terrible things that, you know, are probably happening to these.
Yes, and that's another thing.
Yes.
But I really am rooting for you. I really hope you help those in need.
I hope I can help them too. You know, even if it's just one person. Yeah, because I know sometimes you do your best and you can't. But... We've also been watching.
Well,
alright, well, I'll talk about it another time. We've also been watching. Find out next time. Alright, bye guys.
Yes, everybody's favorite show. Find out next time.